everybody, it's me, Faith. In this video, I want to discuss Umavumbuka. Umavumbuka is a very odd plant. At first glance, the plant looks more like a mycorrhiza than an actual plant. A mycorrhiza is a type of fungus that grows on the roots of plants. The reason that most people confused Umavumbuka with mycorrhiza is because Umavumbuka, like mycorrhiza, grows on the roots of certain plants, especially the Bachelia species, formerly known as the Acacia species. So even though both mycorrhiza and Umavumbuka grow on the roots of other plants, the relationship they form with the plants that they attach to is completely different. Mycorrhiza form a symbiotic relationship with the plants they're attached to. A symbiotic relationship is a give and take relationship. It's balanced, so the plant makes glucose or food and shares it with the mycorrhiza, and the mycorrhiza in turn breaks down the phosphate ions in the soil and makes the phosphorus available for the plant to absorb. Without the mycorrhiza, the plant may not be able to absorb the phosphorus from the soil. With Umavumbuka, the relationship with the plant that it's attached to is a parasitic relationship instead of a symbiotic relationship, meaning Umavumbuka takes food from the plant but does not reciprocate, or it doesn't in turn do anything for the plant. So it's just taking and not giving back. The name Umavumbuka comes from the Zulu word vumbuka, which means to suddenly appear from nowhere. That's because the plant is a parasite. It usually just appears without being planted. The plant's scientific name is Sarcophyte sanguinea. The genus name Sarcophyte is a Greek word that means fleshy plant, and this references the thick and soft tissue of this plant. The species name sanguinea means blood red or scarlet, and this refers to the color of the plant. Umavumbuka grows naturally throughout Africa. It can be found in countries such as Ethiopia, Somalia, Tanzania, Malawi, Mozambique, and Zambia. In South Africa, the plant can be found growing in the Eastern Cape, the KZN, and Mpumalanga regions. As mentioned earlier, Umavumbuka is a parasitic plant that grows on the roots of trees and shrubs, especially the Vachelia or Acacia species. Unlike most plants, with Umavumbuka, there is a male plant and there is a female plant. The male plant typically grows up to 0.3 meters in height, while the female plant tends to be shorter than 0.3 meters. Umavumbuka doesn't have leaves. The leaves are reduced to scales. This is to reduce the surface to volume ratio so that the plant can preserve water. So the leaves of plants have something called stomata. Stomata are pores on the surface of the leaf. So in the morning when the sun comes up, the stomata open up so the plant can begin a process called photosynthesis. The reason the stomata open up is so that they can absorb carbon dioxide from its surroundings. However, when the stomata open up to take in carbon dioxide, they also lose water because the water evaporates from the pores. To prevent the loss of water, some plants will over time evolve and change the size and the shape of their leaves. This is so they can reduce the number and the size of the stomata on the surface of the leaf. The less stomata means less water is lost, but it also means less carbon dioxide is absorbed by the plant. The plant has a red and rough textured rootstock with red sap, and it also has small white flowers. Lastly, the plant has a very foul smell, and the smell is used to attract different insects for pollination. As a medicinal plant, Umavumbuka is used to treat a number of diseases. Umavumbuka is reportedly used to treat wounds, irregular menstrual cycles, dysentery, diarrhea, swollen glands, various bacterial infections, and sexually transmitted diseases or STDs. To treat sexually transmitted diseases such as gonorrhea, you boil a handful of Umavumbuka stem with a handful of chopped roots of Impindamshaye, also known as Adenia gumifera, and you mix this with a handful of chopped leaves of Ipagama, which is scientifically known as Erythemum dragii. Add the boiled mixture or the decoction in 10 liters of water and let it sit for 5 hours. Once it's cooled, you can take a cup of the liquid twice a day to cure gonorrhea. Umavumbuka is also used to treat other sexually transmitted diseases like syphilis. To treat syphilis, you take a handful of chopped stems of Umavumbuka and the stems and leaves of Uqandolo, scientifically known as Biden's pilosa, and combine them with a handful of chopped stem and leaves of Ufufuno, scientifically known as Clematis brachiata, and the stems of Kaposi, which is scientifically known as Ranunculus multifidus. You add all these plants in a pot, add water, and boil. After boiling, allow the mixture to cool and then drink the liquid to treat syphilis and its sores. The dosage of the liquid will depend on the seriousness or the stage of the infection. Just to repeat, the plants that you used when treating syphilis are Umavumbuka, Uqandolo, Ufufuno, and Uqaphozi. Sores and wounds can be treated with poultice. Poultice is a mixture of Umavumbuka that can be applied topically or directly on the skin. To make a poultice or the mixture, Umavumbuka is mixed with the roots of Istumbu, which is scientifically known as Cladestemon kirkii, along with the roots of Intolwane, which is scientifically known as Elephantorhiza elephantina, the bulb of Dremia delagoensis. I couldn't confirm the common name of Dremia delagoensis before this video. I will add the common name in the blog once I've confirmed it. Lastly, you can add to the mix Uqaphozi, which is scientifically known as Ranunculus multifidus. So the plants that you use to make the poultice are Umavumbuka, Istumbu, Intolwane, and Uqaphozi. Even though Umavumbuka is used to treat different types of STDs, it is most commonly known for treating hypertension or high blood pressure. Hypertension is a very serious medical condition that can put a person at risk of getting a heart attack, stroke, or kidney failure. To treat hypertension, the stem of Umavumbuka is mixed with the roots of Istumbu, scientifically known as Cladestemon kirkii, and the leaves of a type of umhlaba that's scientifically known as Aloe. This mixture is boiled, and when it cools, it is then taken orally. Umavumbuka is also known to treat diarrhea. To treat diarrhea, Umavumbuka is mixed with the crushed leaves of the mango tree, scientifically known as Mangifera indica, and the mixture is boiled. You wait for the mixture to cool and then strain it. Take a quarter of a cup or 75 ml twice a day until the diarrhea subsides. In some places like the Transkei, the rootstock of Umavumbuka is crushed and then boiled, and the decoction is then drunk to treat diarrhea. To treat swollen glands, You mash the rootstock of Umavumbuka with the roots of Isinama. This is a common weed that is scientifically known as Setaria verticillata, as well as the roots of Amaselwa. Amaselwa is a calabash creeper that's scientifically known as Lagenaria ciceraria. After mashing the three plants, add the mixture and 1 liter of water in a pot and then boil it so that the mash mixture makes a 1 liter of pulp. When the pulp mixture cools, use it as a poultice on the affected glands. Umavumbuka is also used to treat dermatological ailments such as acne and blemishes. To treat acne and blemishes, Umavumbuka is dried. After drying, it is crushed and a little bit of water is added to make a paste. And then this paste is then applied on the skin of or the affected area. Excuse me. Besides treating human diseases, Umavumbuka is also used to treat animal diseases. So livestock farmers in South Africa use Umavumbuka to treat a number of diseases, including the black quarter or the quarter evil. The black quarter is a fatal bacterial disease that causes high fever and swelling in cattle, sheep, and buffalo. The swelling may even cause the animal to be unable to walk. And it's said that when the clinical symptoms start appearing, that means that the animal does not have long to live. The farmers in Case Kamawok treat black quarters by taking a handful of Umavumbuka stem, drying them, then crushing them and soaking them in 5 liters of warm water overnight, and then administering the liquid orally using a 750 ml bottle on the animal. So you use the liquid until the animal shows some improvement. Umavumbuka is also known to fight cancerous growth in the body. To treat cancer, a decoction is made with Umavumbuka that is then taken orally. The name Umavumbuka is actually the name of another creepy looking parasitic plant called Hydnora africana. Hydnora africana is a very weird looking plant. There are no words to properly describe how weird this plant looks. And because it is a parasitic plant, it is often confused with Sarcophyte sanguinea, which is the Umavumbuka that we just discussed now. But these two are not the same. They don't even look the same. The fruit of Hydnora africana are said to be used by the Khoi people to make a traditional dish. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and stay blessed. If you want to view the scientific names of some of the plants that I mentioned, you can go to the blog, which is in the description. I'll add the blog maybe 2 days after I upload the video, and you can get the scientific names there. Stay blessed and bye.